Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News. I'm your host, Ellie, and this is the weather and lifestyle news. And boy, it's good to be back. Seems like it's been forever since Friday. But wow, I don't know these Monday things and then special reports happening. And I have a special report for the next hour, and please watch. It's very important, and I'll tell you all about it the beginning of next show. Susan, you might want to watch the news coming up on the next hour. Um, wow, so weather. We have Miss Davis with the weather, and of course, they say we're being plagued again by rain, and every time it says it's going to rain, it's hot, just hot and dry. And I'm glad because the puppy's found a new digging hole. So all right. Hey, you're here. You just have you're babysitting. Yeah, those grandbabies keep you busy. Wait till she starts walking, getting into stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm eligible for great grandchildren now. Am I that old? Oh, yeah, I'm old. I'm old. I'm sorry. I'm just old. I'm eligible for great grandchildren. Some of my friends already have them, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting too old to babysit. I kind of like the older kids, like the 15-year-old sitting in my living room right now, babysitting the dog. That's the kind of babysitting I like. All right, so Miss Davis is here with our weather, and then we'll get on with it. The raccoons at the school. I had to laugh about this, and I thought, it's not very funny because we have raccoons in our neighborhood, and there's a whole like two, three families worth. And I was laughing at the school and I went, oh, good grief, this could happen to me. So now I'm listening in my roof. So, whole milk, sweetie, and dilute it. There you go, about 50-50. That's what I did. And that way they won't puke because she's not going to be used to it, Karen. I'm giving Karen advice, folks. Um, Now, if you guys know, she's going from formula to regular milk. Now everybody says 2%. No, you go whole milk, hon, because it's got the vitamin D and vitamin C and all the other vitamins in it the baby needs. But you're going to have to dilute it down 50-50. So to a Dunkin' You saw a raccoon going for to a Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, me and the raccoon be tangling. I get my donuts, especially the maple bars or old fashioned. I love old fashions and maple bars. Yeah, I'd be wrestling. Me and the raccoon, I'd win. I'd have him hogtied, spanked with his tail between his legs. Yeah. So, well, good, Karen. Just dilute it down. You don't want her spitting up and puking because if she's got just a little bit of phlegm, a little bit of upset tummy, up it comes and it curdles and is icky. All right. Days of the babies. All right. So let's get to Miss Davis and we'll get on with these earthquakes that we have happening. All right.
Hail damaging winds, those are going to be the main concerns today for severe weather across the country, starting down along the Gulf. Houston, you're in the bullseye there. You'll have some storms fire up for you later today. It's not just along the Gulf either. We have through the plains and parts of the southeast areas of concern for today, and everybody's looking at that threat of hail and damaging winds along with torrential downpours. So even flooding is going to be a concern. So here's how these storms evolve as we go through the day and even into the evening. Now, this threat is going to continue across the country over the next couple of days. So taking you through the rest of the week, there's a look at the threat on Wednesday and even into Thursday as well. We're still looking at storms through the middle part of the country. There's a look at the rainfall that we could see as we end the work week.
So it cracks me up because they said we'd have rain all week and it would be horrible today. Well, you notice Arkansas is the storm killer of the country. I swear. They say, oh, it's marching towards you. Now, granted, we did have the tornadoes here last month, but we're the storm killer. If you think Arkansas is going to have these downpours, hail, mm, uh, tornadoes, severe winds, all that, we kill it off. It goes, for some reason, no matter where I live in Arkansas, the storms go around me. Somebody up there, I must have a guardian angel for storms. I don't know. My mom loved them, so I know it's not her. She would like send me the fiercest one going, yeah, listen to that lightning. I don't know. They just go around me for some reason. Uh, the tornadoes, it seems to break apart and then goes around me. And those that watch over the last few storms, and I said, oh, we got Torcon 5, 6, and 7, they've noticed it went around me. And they said, wow, how'd that happen? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to get on with the earthquakes because this is kind of interesting. We have now it was very quiet, but now the recent one is in Velma, Oklahoma, a 2.5, which is odd because I was hunting for 2.5s today or two pointers. I mean, even Hawaii that gets all the two pointers, they even got a 3.1. Well, I said seen a 3.3 earlier. Oops. Oops, because I closed my uh, information out. And it was about I'm going to say about 13, 14 miles deep. But then now we have this one in Velma, Oklahoma, and it was surface. It was a surface rumble. I mean, at one point, it says 1.6 kilometers deep. That's ground level. So, and then we had this other one in Toya, Texas. And I was waiting for White Sands, New Mexico, but no, they had two of them, one at a 2.6 and one at a 3.2. So what I want to do is I want to start with one of the bigger ones, and this was in the Andaman Islands in the India region, and it was a 5.1. Then we went to a 4.2 in Afghanistan. Then we go down to southern Iran. Now, it's a 4.4. That could be an explosion or it might be an earthquake. We don't know because Iran won't tell us. They won't say if they're setting off practice or military exercise explosions or if it's actually an earthquake. They won't tell us. Um, I don't know if you guys knew that. Now, Syria had a 4.4. Um, and then, 4.4. And then we seen Iran with a 4.4. And then we seen Turkey. I seen a 4.4. So we got all these 4.4, 4.4, 4.4. And I don't like that because to me it seems manufactured or that they're changing the numbers. And then, of course, now get this. Remember, I said it was going to hit the East Coast, Susan and Karen? How about Bermuda out in the middle of the Atlantic? 4.3. I seen 4.4 earlier. And if you go straight across, it lines up with all the 4.4s. And so you could see is when Dutch Sense does his arrows and it sends it that way, it's real. I mean, it's likely that there's going to be another 4.4. But then when I went across, well, no, we had the 2.6 and the 3 in Texas. And then the next one you go across over to Japan, guess what? 4.4. Again, and I wish he would tell me why they do this. To me, it's just false reports. And they don't want to really let us know what it is. Are they hiding earthquakes? And I'm not saying USGS is hiding them. I'm wondering if our satellites and these um, the geyser counters are hiding the real numbers. Because if you average them all out, when you put them together like Dutch Sense does from European and the UK and ours and over in Asia, that's what you average it out to. And I got different numbers for these, but not 4.4s. They were all different. They were a 4.8, a 5.0, a 4.2. They weren't 4.4, 4.4 all the way across. Now, Hawaii, like I said, they had a 3.1 in Pahala. That will generate lava. And then, okay, I want to jump up here to the Aleutian Islands. of Alaska. That was a 5.0. I've been waiting for that to increase, and it finally did. And it's on the tip of the islands that go into where the volcanoes are, but it also runs the islands where other volcanoes are. Then we go down to Solomon Island, 4.9. Then we go to Papua New Guinea, 4.5. Um, Indonesia, 4.4. See what I said? Oh, they're all fours. Now, last week, weren't we into fives? Where's the sixes? It went down. And to me, it makes no sense to me. And then it got, oh, so what's missing? Everything from Alaska up in 4.0 in Denali Park, all the way down to Costa Rica. There is nothing on the San Andreas fault line. And me and Karen will tell you when it gets quiet, something's going to happen. Will they get a 6.0 or bigger on this fault line within the next few days? I'm saying, yeah, at least a 5 or more. I'm going to say above a 5. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. And so this is are we looking where will the 4 of the 5.0 or 6.0 hit along the San Andreas? Nobody knows. I mean, I've looked at it and looked at it, and when I look at the strongest one in the Aleutian Islands, and you go straight across, it's not the Ring of Fire. So if we go around the Ring of Fire, then they have this little tiny one in Quins, Kowinski. Boy, what a name, Karen. Kowinski, Alaska. Okay, so that's tiny. But then if we go back up to Denali, okay, if it's going to come down, that was only a 4.0. So tomorrow is going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. I know we have a lot going on in our government right now that's going to be interesting tomorrow and the next day. I mean, the United States could possibly change as of Thursday. Everybody's on pins and needles. What's going to happen? Um, my Thursday and Friday report might be pretty interesting. So that's what we have for these earthquakes. So I did want to get on to NASA Rocket Lab launched new hurricane tracking satellites. They're about 12 pounds each. And the thing about this is they were hoping to get them out at least 2-3 months ago, but they've had a few delays. And now NASA is saying they finally got the Rocket Lab launch. And this is going to be the part of the new network called Tropics. And they say it is a better understanding of what the track of a hurricane will be, even early reportings before they even form. So this is going to be very important for hurricane season. And I say for us, because we did get Katrina up here, but Katrina, it fizzled out when it got to Arkansas. Yep, the storm killer. They said we were going to get hit really hard with Katrina. And they said 100-mile-an-hour winds and flooding rains and severe thunderstorms. And we got sprinkled on and winds of 60 miles an hour. And then it was the rings were beautiful. I don't know if you've ever seen the rings in actual, in your sky for a hurricane. It is awesome. I mean, when they say rings, it's rings, and it's something that you've never seen. I've lived in California and Arkansas, and I've seen these tremendous storms, but I've never seen the rings like this. And it scared me. I was like, oh boy, we're going to get hit hard. And then it rained and it was sprinkling, and then the rain was over. And I thought, okay, we made it past the rain. And then the wind picked up, and they said it was about 60 miles an hour winds. In a thunderstorm, a severe thunderstorm, we'll get hit with 80-mile-an-hour winds. So this was nothing for us. So, yep, Arkansas killed Katrina, and it didn't go any further. And it did help the other states around us, even above us, that were planning on being hit. All right, so the raccoons. Oh, I know you guys are. So the raccoon falls through the classroom ceiling, and then the rest of the animals. There was dozens of them. They decided to overrun the Texas high school. The Texas high school reportedly been dealing with growing raccoon problems as the animals have been spotted meandering, they say. Tons, at least a dozen, roaming through the hallways or falling through the ceilings during class in recent weeks. They have, they said, um, um, tile ceilings, not tile as you think tile. They're metal frame, and they got like styrofoam, I guess, is what they use. Well, they're falling through into classrooms, and then a half a dozen of them fall in too. And they said these, this is what cracked me up. These evasive raccoons, they're trespassing. Yeah, they're trespassing. They shouldn't be at this school, and they're trespassing. They're bandits, as they said. They're trespassing little bandits into the school buildings, and they cause havoc when the school is closed, of ripping up papers, books, throwing stuff around the rooms caught on camera. Now they didn't capture any of it. The stuff that they show. I mean, shame on you for reporting this one and showing me raccoons in a tree. I want to see raccoons in the classroom tearing stuff up. They're get this. They're even writing on the chalkboard. I don't know where they learned that one. So they're what? Cellulose hanging ceilings. Now I think my parents had those. It's like a metal frame with these, I don't know, styrofoam looking things that you can pull in and out. I had a neighbor with those too. So, um, um, and then, of all things, after the townspeople had heard about this, then we had it out of North Dakota, of all things. She heard about this story, and she has a brand new raccoon. And she took it to the bar and she says, I'm going to name it Rocky. Rocky Raccoon after the invasion of the school. Yeah, I don't think Rocky Raccoon invaded the schools though. But yeah, these raccoons even got a hold of the chalk. They ate it. They marked up things and marked the chalkboards. Who knows? Do they still have chalkboards at school? I didn't think they did. I thought it was all whiteboards, but I guess a few chalkboards. So we have Rocky the raccoon, but we have an invasion of the school, invasion of these terrible little bandits that are chasing kids up and down the hall. Well, good for the raccoons. I wish they'd chase a few. Well, I won't say that. I was going to say they could chase a few teachers that, those teachers you don't like. Yeah, I would love to see that. I'd be taking selfies. Yeah, look, it's chasing that teacher I don't like. All right. So, um, all right. So, what's inside the moon, folks? Do we know? It's not cheese. Yeah, shame on our parents for telling us the moon was made out of cheese. Who started that crap? Yeah. Scientists say they finally discovered what's inside the moon and what it's made up of. I want to. So, hopefully I don't get. Uh, I'll go ahead and get this going for you. Okay. Purple. Oh, wow. My favorite color. That was someone that survived being in the woods and survived off of M&Ms and candy. I believe that was that story. But if I show it to you, they're going to get me. I've gotten 4 copyright strikes this week. Well, that's not fair. It's only Tuesday. um, yeah, I shouldn't have so many strikes on a Tuesday. And they're looking at me going, uh-uh. So, I did want to let all of our new viewers, I know we have a lot of new viewers this week. And if we are not here, please add Investigator News Network, because if we're not here, we're there. So if you don't see us for a day or two, that's where we're at. Try and please add us over there so you don't miss a day. I'm not going to miss a day, hopefully. When I miss a day, folks, you know it's bad. All right, so guess what? Guess what? Surfaced after 41 years, and it's expected to sell up to 500,000. I never even knew the car was lost. Yeah, Clark Gable's 1952 Jaguar surfaces for sale after 41 years. Did you guys know his car was missing? I didn't. Did it, I'm thinking, and the car looks beautiful. Oh my God, look at this car. Wow. I mean, they probably had dust on it and they cleaned it all up, but wow. Was dug out of the garden after 30 years and restored. I'm sorry, folks. So they said that, now here's a picture. Here's a picture of him with his car. I mean, it looks like it does today, huh? They did an excellent job on this car. And oh boy, here we go again. Here we go. Look at that. So they've restored the car, and they said he used it through the end of 1953, then shipped it to California and sold it. But then, after filming, the car had disappeared, and they didn't know what happened to it. And so here we go. We have found his car. They found his car, restored it back to its beauty, and it sold for 500 grand. All right. On this day in history, I know you guys want to hear this. On this day in history, um, President Woodrow Wilson issues proclamation creating what? Mother's Day. Did you guys know that? In 1914, President Wilson issued the proclamation of creating Mother's Day. I thank him for that. All the mothers around the world should thank him for this. I mean, we deserve a Mother's Day, and the men deserve a Father's Day. So go out and do something special for yourself. All right, Mexico. And this was a really odd story. It sets out search to find Vaquita marina, the world's most endangered marine animal. It was spotted, and they say Mexican officials in the conservation group Sea Shepherd said Monday they will set in 2 ships to locate the few remaining, I think I'm saying this right, Vaquita marina, the world's most endangered marine mammal. Now, they have spotted one, and that's what set them on this journey. And you never hear much about what Mexico does. And I salute them, that they're going to do something for a good cause to find this mammal. Um, they say they doubt they'll be able to find this because it's very elusive. They say that experts from the United States, Canada, are using binoculars, sighting devices, acoustic monitors to pinpoint the location of the tiny, elusive little porpoises. Um, to me, I was like, it's a dolphin. How could this be something? I mean, look at this, folks. That's a dolphin. And the Sea Shepherd working in the Gulf alongside the Mexican Navy to discourage illegal fishing until they can find this vaquitas. It sounds like something at Taco Bell. It's a Vaquuitas. They said that we're illegal fishermen are the ones that spotted it. And they took pictures of it because they said it was weird looking. To me, it looks like a dolphin, but Ellie don't know. Um, and so there's no fishing allowed, and the boats are regularly seen there around in Mexico, and they are going to completely stop them. So they say they plan to sink concrete blocks with hooks to snare illegal nets that are around and about because we have other countries that want to scoop up lots of fish. Japan does it, China does it, Mexico does it. Quite a few countries do this in this area. And they're hoping, and they've sent out the message if anybody has anything that looks like this picture, to please release it or let them know if they've caught it and it is passed. So they want to save it and see if they could find a male and a female and to see if they could repopulate the ocean with it around Mexico. I don't know. We'll see. So as you see, Mexico is set out to search for it. And Mexico is leading the race on this. All right, bats. Yeah, bats. Well, what had happened was a bat rabies warning issued by National Park Service after a California woman gets bitten. And I thought it was some tourist that got bit. No, it was the National Park Service. And there was, they found out that when she got bit through her glove, trying to get a hold of it because it was tormenting tourists. And so when she went to get it, it bit her. And then she went in, of course, if you're bit by a bat, you got to have a rabies test. And it came back positive. So now they're warning Death Valley National Park um, and around it that there could be bats that are infected. And so here's a picture of it. There's the picture of the bat. Bat looks like scary. I mean, I wouldn't touch nothing like that. And if it was harassing me, um, my uh, my cousins. Now I'm not sure. I just remember it this way. When I asked her, she said no, they weren't doing that. We're trying to catch bats with a fishing net and then drown them. And I was like, oh, poor bat. I was like 3, 4, 5 years old. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're killing this little guy. And they're like, we don't want the bats. Because if you go fishing, the bats would come out and swoop at your head at dusk. And so that's what my cousins supposedly, I seen them do it, but they claim I didn't see that. They said I was too young. And I was like, oh, okay. So this rabies is, they did find rabies, and now I heard looking at and running it through Google today with news with Death Valley, they found 2 bats now that the second one didn't bite anybody. It was harassing tourists, and when they did catch it, it did test positive for rabies. So be careful if you're, May and June is tourist season, and everybody wants to go see places, Death Valley, Grand Canyon, and Arizona. Um, just be careful if you see a bat and it starts, seems like it's swooping or acting sick. Call the national park, they say. All right, TSA. Boy, this one I don't like. When I heard about this, and they do these to police dogs too, folks. And this is so disheartening because I tell you all the time that we have, there's bad cops, there's bad TSA, there's even bad postmen that'll kick a dog if it's coming at them or spray them with mace. No matter where you go, folks, you're going to run into, even at the workplace, you'll have one bad apple in the bunch. And I think this is what's going on with this TSA canine handler who was removed for his video after a viral showed what he was doing to his dog. Now, the best way for me to say is he's walking the dog, and when he gets to the end of like where the people are, he swiftly turned around and jerked the dog into place. And the dog was starting to whine and whimper and yipe. and he would march it, and he was almost dragging it, they say. And then he would turn around and he'd whip that dog around again. And people started filming him with their phones. And now he is an explosive detection canine. So they say he's got to be strict. Not this strict. You don't yank your dog around by the neck. And that's what this guy was doing. And when they had put it out, let's see if I don't think okay, they do have a video. Um, so let me show you. They said he was being nice when they took this video. It was rougher before. This is training, folks. I can't show very much of it. Is that training or is that abuse? Well, the airport decided this was abuse, and it was let go. Wow, folks, what is going on? He don't even deserve a dog. I mean, if that's training, and that looks like I've increased it up, and it almost looks like a type of bird dog, like a blue tick, what we call blue tick coonhounds here in Arkansas. It looks like a bird dog. So, I mean, it's not a German. If it was a German Shepherd, it probably would have bit him on his buns. I would bite him, yanking that poor dog. Thank you, William. I'm glad you jumped in. Some of you others jump in and tell me what you think. Put it, down in the comments over there on Facebook. That's not training. I thought training was with treats, what they call crack snacks. And that's how I've trained my dog. My dog I want to train to be a dog for the disabled so she can help me around. And because I'm needing to help. I'm not yanking her around by her neck. I haven't even really put a leash on her much. And why is he yanking the dog around the neck when he's got a harness on? You see, if he's got a harness, it ought to be hooked to the harness, not drug around by its neck and then yanked. Oh, let me at him. Yeah. Let me at that TSA agent. I would have seen that. I wouldn't have taken film of it. I would have went down and took the dog away from him. Said, how dare you do that? When are people going to start standing up? They're so scared, so afraid and scared they're going to be attacked. But this is a TSA agent. You could have went down and you could have said something. But it sounds like people did the right thing, went to the supervisor, took film, and sent it. But you know what? When you watch the video, you could see people looking at him like, oh, wow. Either he was having a bad day or that's what he considers training. It's not training. Oh, boy. All right. So we're going to get on to what I call my funny post. But actually, I got funny pictures and weird stuff that you could buy on Amazon. And the stuff I found, I was like, I didn't even know they had this stuff. How weird is this? So the first one is just going to be, it is what they say, cool or weird things that's never really been seen before. And I know I'm getting a lot of response. Everybody likes these pictures. Okay, so this first one is, have you ever seen someone grip a bottle backwards? And I looked at it and it took me a second or two to realize the way this hand was. I mean, I'll give you a few minutes to look. Now, you see the hand is backwards. That, I tell you, that's some double jointed right there, because here's the palm. Here's the palm, and the hand is flipped backwards. Wow. All right. So this one here, kind of stupid. They ordered coffee, and it came with a complimentary cigarette. I wonder what did that. All right. So now this one, I had to look at it for a while and think about what I was looking at. So have you ever seen food delivery bots? like lined up. They did on the college campus. Now, let me pull that stupid banner down. I'd rather you guys see the whole thing. All right, so now look at this, folks. And I thought, okay, all these cars going down the street, and I thought maybe it was these little lights above it. And then I got to look, and I was like, wait a minute, those are on the sidewalk. Those are little delivery bots, road bots they call them, that are delivering on the sidewalk. Huh. All right, on to the next one. So, have you seen a phone charger this long? Look how far that goes. I wonder who's got it connected. I'm just kind of wondering. There's a like a bucket of looks like rocks right there. But wow, who does that? All right, so this one here is how about a banana this small? Have you ever seen that before? These are some weird stuff today. All right, so have you ever seen urinals placed on the outdoors? I'm still trying to figure that one out because it looks like the backs. I don't know. It almost looks like the backside of Lowe's. But those are urinals with windows above them. Like the people looking out, can't they tell what the men are doing, standing there looking in? I don't know. I don't want to know. I just so okay. What about this? A nurse is used in fair vein finder to place an IV. Um, and I kind of looked at it and I was like, yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to, it's where they could see the vein. Have you ever been jabbed by somebody that they took like 10 jabs at you and then they're like, whoa, I better get someone else to try it. I can't get the vein. And my veins, oh my gosh, folks, you see my veins, they pop out. And when they can't find mine, I'm like, if they can't do it the third stick, I'm like, can we get somebody else? Because it's like right there. Give me the needle, but I'm scared of needles. So yeah, so there you go. Okay, on the plane. Um, Anybody had their own personal chef? Well, and I want to know what the chef was cooking. I mean, he might have had some spaghetti or something. Not what do they give you now? Nuts? They give you nuts or snacks in a little itty bitty bag, and I'm like looking at people next to me, going, "You gonna eat that?" That's why I take my own stuff on the plane, folks. But a chef on the plane. Okay, now this is a home that had a shower right in the middle of the living room. It's got to be one of them studio apartments or something. Huh. Yeah, William says, I hate it when a needle gets stuck in the bone and breaks off. Yeah, that's a really bad nurse. So, no, let's not put the shower in the living room. All right, so this one here is have you ever seen an old commercial airliner turned into someone's home? I have on YouTube. There's a lot of people that are now getting unusual objects like this and making their homes out of it. Must be a pilot. All right, so reinforced concrete dissolved by years of dog urine. That's a got concrete pole. I mean, that's got to tell you that's some pretty powerful stuff. I want to know the dog that's used it every day for how many umpteen years. That's something, folks. That could tell you what they could do to your stuff outside. If they're going to lift their leg, a male dog will lift its leg and boy, it will melt concrete. Um, okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the things you could buy on Amazon. Crazy stuff. All right. So here's the first one. It is a hand squirrel. Now you could buy these on. Get this. And this is Reader's Digest. And I had to go look at some of these. And yeah, you can find a lot of these for sale. It's a mini hand squirrel. It covers the fingers, it says. Yeah, you can get it. You can get those great big old tube guys. It'll stick in your neighborhood. Okay. Um, throw burrito. It's a dodgeball card game. Who I could see college students doing it, But can you imagine playing you and your friends at my age, and I dig something like this out? Hey, we're gonna play dodgeball. Hmm, Karen would be going, no, Ellie, I don't think so. Put it away. Pull out the rummy cards. Yeah. Um, it is from the creators of Exploding Kittens. You throw these. I was okay, and then I seen the Exploding Kittens, and I said, "Oh my God!" Dodgeball card game using fake burritos. Yeah, it's on YouTube, on Amazon. I'm sorry. All right, what about a hamburger telephone? I know y'all want a hamburger telephone. Yeah, yeah, look at that. Doesn't even, they should have made one look like a Big Mac. So a cheeseburger telephone. Now these look like Twinkies to me, but they're calling baguettes, slippers. And then guess what? You can even get a pillow that looks like one. I mean, can you imagine? Never mind. That'd be a perfect gag gift. Okay, what about a chicken purse? Rubber chicken purse. We ought to get one for that rooster from a few weeks ago. I wonder if he'd fall in love with this cute little chicken bag. You never know. Rubber chicken purse. You shop now. Toilet timer. Now I know we all need this. Put this on the door saying, "Hey, time's up, bud. One bathroom, 5 kids, get out." Yeah. Now that was the only one I found that was. It's a 5 minute timer. Yeah. So you can get buy one of those. Pit grit, underarm scrub. I mean, who's got never? I'm not going to go there. All right. So Zen Garden litter box. It makes your cats happy. Yeah. Okay. Instant underpants. Just add water. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm not even sure. It says it's a coin stealing cat piggy bank. I don't know. Don't let it near your wallet if it steals. I don't. Um, think twice about putting money away, as an adorable cat paw steals the money almost as soon as you set it onto the coin tray. Well, then don't do that. Party sunglasses. Here you go. Here's the new summer styles out. I don't know. I kind of like them pink flamingo. I got a thing for pink flamingos. I kind of like that. Um, I don't know. I wonder how much they are. Garden gloves with claws. Now I could use that because how many times you dig, you don't got to get the shovel and scrape it down or a little rake. There you go. Now that seems okay to me, not so funny. But all right, folks. With that, that is all for today. I hope you guys had a lot of fun here. Um, the chicken purse for that rooster that fell in love with the chicken. Yeah, we got to do that. Um, so I please subscribe and hit that like button, hit the bell. Every time we get banned, folks, you got to hit that bell when we come back, or you won't get notifications that we have shows. Please come back for the next hour. It's going to be, I was going to do regular news, but since they're coming out tomorrow with the Biden report, I've got everything for the Biden report that they're going to be talking about. And I'm going to try to explain it a lot easier so you understand what's coming at you tomorrow. So come back in like 10, 15 minutes and I'll be on live and we'll let you know everything that finishing up with Ukraine being part one and China being part two of the Biden corruption that the DOJ, Comer, Johnson, and Grassi have all collected all this info with Judicial Watch and Peter Schweitzer to expose them for what they have been doing since 1998, folks. All right, come back tomorrow, and boy, I'm excited about this week. So come on back. If not, Go on to our next show in about 15 minutes.